PJ from Princess Craft RV in Round Rock, Texas. I'm at the inTech factory, and we're going to show you where it all started and their new factory. Adam's going to get us started.
PJ, I'm excited to have you guys. We're here, like you said, in Napanee, Indiana, at our first location that we have here. It's our Motorsports and Fiber building. We're excited to have you. We're excited to take you through and show you what you have here, and then show you the new buildings as well.
So Adam, tell me how inTech started.
Well, in 2010, inTech started with 6 total individuals, and we were focused on fiber optic splicing trailers, which you see here. These are trailers that are made specifically for fiber optic splicing for cable companies, and it's direct to those companies. That's what we did for the first part of 2010.
And then what happened after that?
Later in 2010, we had some dealers start calling us asking for trailers for their motorsports needs, for car haulers and that kind of application. So we started to do those, which we can show you here in a minute.
All right, let's head on over. So the next step was motorsports trailers, but you didn't run a line of motorsports trailers. You did everything custom.
That's right. All of our units are custom. We do full aluminum motorsports trailers like you see here, and every single one of them is unique. We do a full custom print pack for every customer to make sure we get all the details right. And that's what we've been doing since 2011 when we started doing those units.
Wow, that is impressive. And so much of the build you do right here in your factory.
Yes, we try to have our own shear, cut line, laser fabrication, TIG welding. We like to bring as many of those pieces in-house as possible so we can control quality, we can control throughput in the manufacturing process, and we can make sure that everything's dialed in and done just right for that particular unit.
So how do the customers know that this trailer is being built exactly to their specifications?
So for each unit we do on the motorsports side, we have a full custom print pack. The customer gets to see that print pack, and we'll go back and forth and make revisions. Once it's all done, the customer will sign off, and then we use that same print pack in our manufacturing process to make sure that we do it the same way that the customer actually wants it.
And every day, I understand the customer can see the progress on the trailer?
Yeah, once the unit starts in production, we take photos at the end of every day that then was shared automatically with the customer as it's going through production. We also use that information for service and warranty after the fact, so we can make sure that we can see that exact unit and make sure we get those details right on the service end as well.
Man, that is the most amazing customer service I can even imagine. Let's take a look at some of your other areas in the factory.
Let's go.
So this is the fabrication area.
Yes.
Tell me what's built here.
We do a lot of custom work here. We do our cabinets, we do doors for our motorsports trailers. We also do a lot of TIG welding and MIG welding. So like behind you here, you see components for the roof racks that we also do on the RV side. So a lot of components that we do here are shared in our motorsports line, our fiber optic line, and even our RV products.
I think that is part of the quality that you're able to offer, is that everything is really built from scratch with inTech.
Yeah, we love having that control over quality. If we need to change design, we can do it right away because we bring all of that in-house. We like to be able to make things better. We love doing it.
That's great. I would like to take a look before we go at some of the really intricate custom trailers that you've built.
Yeah, we'll go up to final finish and see some unique designs that we've already done.
Let's go. Adam, this trailer has so many pieces to it. Are you telling me that this was designed, every cabinet, every hook? How do you build this?
Yeah, this whole layout was designed for this particular customer, exactly how he wanted it. So all the small details, even the locations, the outlets, and the cabinet heights, all that's determined by the customer, and then we fabricate all that to make it fit his needs.
That is amazing. You know, this trailer feels like such quality, very solid. What is this trailer designed for?
This trailer is made for a sprint car racer, so you can see there's wing hangers on the top. Lots of different racers buy our products, and every one of them is laid out uniquely and different for how they're going to use it. So we'll work with them and make sure the design's going to work for what they need when they go to the racetrack.
So why do you think you've been successful in your motorsports division?
A lot of it's our focus on quality. We try to make sure that all those little details are taken care of and done the right way, and just making sure that we satisfy the customer in what they're looking to do and not trying to sell them a cookie cutter solution to what is out there.
So tell me, how does that translate to the RV side of this that you jumped into later?
Yeah, so in 2016 then, we decided to start looking at the RV market, but we wanted to do our own take on it. We introduced the Flyer line that you know now and started building a trailer that's unique and different and tailored to that customer that's looking to get out there and do something different. And since then, we've just built from there.
And it has the same attention to detail, the same quality as this trailer right here.
All of our trailers are all aluminum, full cage construction. So we take a lot of the bones and a lot of the ideas that we have here on focusing on quality, focusing on craftsmanship, focusing on building everything to last and fit the needs of the customer into what we do in RVs, which is very unique compared to how a lot of people do them.
Well, thanks for all the explanations, Adam. We're going to jump over and see what the next phase of inTech looked like.
I loved having you here and showing you through the Motorsports building. We're excited to show you what we have down the street.
Let's go. We are right down the street from the Motorsports division of inTech, and this is where the RV division got started. This is Keith Fishburn. He is the sales manager for inTech. How did it feel when you started here? And that was shortly after the RVs were being built at this location.
That was back in 2017. We had just moved into this new building. I think at that point in time, we were just producing a couple of flyers a day. We had just prototyped the first Luna, and it felt like we would never outgrow this space. It felt like plenty of room for us.
Well, let's go take a look. Let's see where you came from.
Sounds good. So when you guys were here last a few years ago, you were already starting to see us outgrow this space. We had just released the Soul Dawn and Soul Eclipse, and we had done some videos inside this building. And at that point, things were getting tight.
No room left. It's amazing how much you've grown just in the past 3 or 4 years, right?
Yes, it's exciting to see what the new opportunities will be now. The plans for the new building were in place a long time ago. Pandemic obviously slowed everything up and took longer, but we're excited to be there and excited to show you guys what that space is now.
And like you said, so much bigger than this. I look around here. What do you think when you just look around and you know they're emptying out here? I mean, how does it make you feel? Does this feel like you're leaving your old home?
It is. It's a little nostalgic already, you know, just starting off and how small it was and where it began to see what it is today is exciting, but it's also sad to leave the spot where we originated. So,
well, everything changes,
That's right? All right, so as we walk through what is now this empty space, over on the far side of the building, that's where we originally started building Flyer. And we have Lunas going down underneath the mezzanine here, and our Soul product actually ran down this side of the line tight. In particular, when you start considering all of the cap preparation that had to be done, us building our own cabinets in a cabinet shop. Up above here on the mezzanine, this is where we prepare all the parts and ship them down to the lines. But everything was getting a little snug towards the end.
Other products than inTech makes. And there's 3 different units in the Flyer line, 3 different units in the Soul line. All 6 of those products were built in half of this building. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct, yep.
That's amazing. This is just incredible that you were able to function at all in this business. I just can't wait to see what you can do with all that new space, all that new production. inTech has really done some amazing things.
It'll be an exciting new future for us, for
Absolutely. Sure. I can't wait to get over there and look at all the new things. Why don't we head that way?
Sounds good.
Hey Keith, coming into this plant, it feels huge. How much bigger is this than the one we just came from?
Yeah, you can immediately see the space. We're about over 3 times larger. So what we came from was about 45,000 square feet. This right here is over 150,000 square feet. So a lot more space.
Opens it up for a whole lot more production.
It sure does.
Okay, so we're in the weld shop in the back. And tell me about what we're looking at here.
So here you'll see again, at inTech, we build all of our own base frames. We start with raw stock aluminum, cut it down, design our own frames, build them, and then the cages that are welded on top. All of that happens back here. With the new space that we have here now, we're able to stretch our wings a little bit more for some of the new, bigger models we came out with OVR, build some bigger weld tables, and advance some of our sawing equipment to even provide a better quality end product.
Marvelous. Let's keep walking. There is a lot to see here.
Yes.
So once these frames are built, do they all go into separate lines?
They do. So from our weld shop, every unit will actually feed down this line here and then shoot off to the production line that it'll be built on.
It runs through the center and goes right or left depending on what product it is, correct?
Okay, PJ, so over here to our right-hand side, you'll see our Luna line begins.
Okay. And this looks like flyers over here.
Yep, and then flyers will shoot the opposite direction. With those being smaller products, they don't take up quite as much space, so they're actually sharing a production line, one shooting left, one shooting right.
Okay.
Coming up here, so we're just in our move-in process that you guys are visiting us right now. This is our future OVR line. So they're getting everything set up, racks and everything ready to go. That product will actually feed all the way down there from the right end by that door.
Okay.
And they'll pass all the way through here. They'll have some roof scaffolding that you'll see off to the left-hand side, and then a final finish area and out the side door.
So every OVR will come all the way across the building.
Correct, it will.
Excellent. What's next?
All right, so as we move on down here, you're gonna see we have some open space. We wanted to build for the future, for future growth. Obviously we have the OVR line coming out, but we have other ideas and exciting things that could come down the pipeline in the future. So this currently is an open production line that gives us the room and capacity to continue growing and pushing forward with new innovations and new ideas. As we go past that area, we're gonna find ourselves into the Soul line.
So Keith, tell me what we're looking at here. I've seen trailers moving, scaffolding going up and down. What actually is happening with that?
So one big benefit when we moved into a new building, we got to design this exactly the way we needed it to have maximum efficiencies. So you look behind us, you see there's a roof scaffolding for the guys to stand on when they're installing the one-piece fiberglass roof on a Soul product. But right next to it is a platform that also goes up and down and houses our ACs, our awnings, and the fiberglass material. So now, as opposed to going and grabbing these individual pieces, they're actually able to be fed right up to the level they're working, allowing them to be more efficient with their steps and save time.
And people aren't crawling all over the roof to install all of the features up there.
Correctly, not nearly as crowded.
That is great.
Yeah.
It really looks so high tech. That's part of how you make such a quality product.
It helps a lot.
Well, let's keep going. There's so much to see.
Sounds good.
So over here in this area, it looks like the fiberglass caps for the Soul.
So for all of our fiberglass lines, they all have custom designed caps that we make. And then there's the tempered glass that's unique to each one that has to be installed. So over here, the guys are prepping the glass, installing the glass, getting it ready for the production line. Once again, much more space than what they had in the previous operation.
Great. And tell me, this is windshield material, is that right?
It is. So all of our glass is a 3-ply tempered glass, and that's the exact same thing that you have in your car windshield. So it's made to be up there, you know, right at the front of the trailer. If it were to receive a rock or something like that, it's not going to shatter the glass. It'd be able to form a chip just like your glass would in your car. But of course, we always provide them with a windshield cover, so that way you don't have to worry about that pesky little problem.
Great. Now, is it installed the same way automotive windshields are done?
It is a very similar process. Automotives will have a different gasket that goes around them, but a similar gluing process. So on these, a replacement windshield can be put in by anybody that does automotive glass.
Wonderful. Well, I love this front cap because that is really part of what gives those lines really a unique style.
It does, and all the natural light with the front windshields really make it
gorgeous. Well, let's keep going. Let's take a look at those products being built.
All right, sounds good.
And it starts with the cage frame, right? Tell me what I'm looking at here.
Correct. So everything rolls in, fully welded, all aluminum cage frame at this point. And now you're seeing them install the tanks, and they're getting ready to roll out the corrugated water barrier that goes across the floor.
All right, and from there, it moves over to the other side.
Yeah.
And it looks like interior walls here, correct?
It does, yeah. So they would have done the wiring first, pulled everything through, and then you're going to see the interior walls and the bubble foil insulation installed at this point in time.
I really appreciate seeing all of these nice trimmed out welds. All of this wiring is so neatly done.
Yes, our guys take a lot of pride in the work they do on the units.
Let's move on, see where it goes from here.
All right.
So as these move down the line, the interior gets built out in different stages. Is that correct?
Correct. So you'll kind of see them come together from the back of the unit forward. Obviously, with this being a design where they have to work inside the unit the whole time, the walls are already on, they'll start back there, they'll build out the bedrooms, and then you'll start to see the bathroom walls come together.
Well, that makes perfect sense. Then you're not banging up the front as you're building the back,
Correct.
right?
Work your way through it.
All right. Let's see what it looks like when it's ready to put the cap on.
Sounds good.
Hanging the sidewalls. So tell me how that's done.
Correct. So these are a fiberglass sheet here that we install on the exterior. They'll go through and you'll see screw points all the way around the edges and where the window frames are located. But then we also use a bonding agent called Sikaflex. And that Sikaflex gets placed on all the tubes. And then the bracing goes up to hold the sheet against the wall while the Sikaflex dries.
Well, that sounds logical to me. Now, so many manufacturers brag about a laminated wall.
Yep.
But that is not how you build. Why?
No, so a laminated wall, you're depending on the wall to be the strength of the unit. And what a laminated wall is, it's basically a wall board and an exterior piece of maybe fiberglass and then foam in between, and they're just pressed together. And there'll only be a handful of studs in that wall. And then that wall is screwed or stapled down to the floor. Well, we have that solid cage that we saw there earlier, and now that's doing all the work of the structure of supporting the unit. And then the wall is really just aesthetics at that point. So we're not dependent upon this wall to be the structure for our unit.
Good to know. Good to know. Thanks for explaining that. Next, I want to see how they put that cap on.
Sounds good. Let's move on down. So here we've made it to where the front cap's actually already been installed. But in this station, you see these handles here. They will place those on the cap. Multiple guys will come. They'll actually hold the cap up against the unit. And then you'll see a screw line. That's what this weather strip is right here that you see. And that's covering this screw strip here that connects the cap to the frame in the unit.
And this strip is sealed on to keep it watertight. Is that correct?
Yeah, you'll even see the caulking all the way behind that strip and then sealed over the top and then recaulked again on the outside.
That's great. It just adds, like I said, so much style to these units. I love it. All right, let's go see how they finish them off.
Sounds good. So here at the end of the line, now they've placed on the decals, as you see. They're doing final water tests and inspections on the unit, and interior gets wrapped up, and we'll move into a final inspection point.
At the end of this plant, there is the cabinet shop here on one side. And how much of the cabinetry do you make yourself?
We build everything in-house. So all the cabinetry and doors that you see inside a unit gets built here in this cabinet shop that we're standing in. It's kind of part of the same philosophy as trying to bring in as much in-house as we can and control the quality. One neat thing about the new facility, once again, allowed these guys to really stretch out, allowed us to make new equipment purchases to continue to improve the quality of what we're building and putting out every day.
So new equipment, better space, great quality cabinets, right?
You got it.
So the racks I see on the other side, that is all the parts that are ready to be put on the line. Is that right?
Correct. That's our marketplace. So any overflow parts that don't fit on the line are stored over there.
Great. And there is another building next to this, exactly the same size.
There is. So our Motorsports facility that you saw earlier, that'll actually be moving out here in a couple of months once that building completes.
Okay.
Just about the same size as this one. And then we have room for 2 more buildings to go up out here as well. So it'll be a long time before we're tight on space again.
I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with next. So thanks so much for spending time with us, showing us around this plant. I know it's not quite done, but it's gonna be great.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys coming through.